Hey there, it's Tom Ryan, founder and CEO of ICR. Before we get into the next episode, I wanted to ask that you subscribe to the show. It'll help us get even more unique and interesting guests on the podcast and in turn continue to educate management teams and the growing ecosystem that creates value for fast-growing private and public companies. And while you're at it, head over to Apple Podcasts and leave us a 5-star rating. Very much appreciated.
We have customers in over 200 countries. We have offices in almost 30 countries where we interact directly with our customers. So we're very close to our customer base because that's, a way that we learn what they are looking for and then how we serve them in the future.
In the travel industry, the world is really your oyster. There are enormous opportunities for companies willing to connect with an expanding global customer base and redefine how we explore the world.
The industry is extremely fragmented. There are a lot of opportunities in the market. So our teams are actually looking around the world for opportunities that would complement our value proposition.
Being a public company can be hard. Small missteps can have outsized consequences. I'm Tom Ryan, founder and CEO of ICR. And over the last 25 years, we've helped thousands of companies understand and navigate the stock market and the media. We'll demystify these and other increasingly complex stakeholder groups so you can focus on what you do best, building your company and unlocking your true potential. This is Welcome to the Arena from ICR. As travel trends shift and young people drive demand for simple, integrated, experience-focused journeys, it's critical to respond with innovative solutions that are ahead of the curve. That's where today's guest comes in. We're sitting down with Alex Ibrahim, the corporate CEO at Yanolja, South Korea's top travel and accommodations booking platform. In this role, Alex leverages his experience in the capital markets to strengthen the company's financial management and drive strategic initiatives, supporting its continued global expansion and growth. He brings over 20 years of experience from his distinguished career at the New York Stock Exchange, where he played a pivotal role in facilitating IPOs capital raises for numerous global enterprises across North America, Asia, and South America. We chatted about what excites him about Yanolja and the bold moves the company is making to reimagine travel around the globe. Let's enter the arena with Alex Ibrahim.
Yanolja in English means let's have fun, let's hang out.
I love it.
Yeah, it's a great name. But Yanolja, it is a B2C and a B2B business. A B2C, the company operates the largest online travel agency in Korea. And we also have a B2B business where we supply services to the hotel leisure ecosystem. So the company is very diversified, as you can see, B2C, B2B, and we operate globally. We have customers in over 206 countries.
That's amazing. I understand that the story of the founding of the company is really fascinating. Is it true that the founder was a motel janitor?
Yeah, he was a motel janitor, but also an entrepreneur with an amazing vision how to build a company that actually answer issues that he identified 20 years ago in South Korea in the hotel, the accommodation space. So he developed technology, he saw opportunities to build an OTA, and in a few years ago, he was actually able to see opportunities outside Korea where we could deploy our technology to help hotels to be managed more efficiently.
Yeah, it's an amazing story. And I want to get back to your career before we talk more about the company. You obviously were exposed to a long list of interesting, super innovative companies working at the New York Stock Exchange. What did you do there? And did you have a particular sector focus when you were at the New York Stock Exchange?
Yeah, the NYSE was my second job. I was there for about 22 years, a very long career. I had the opportunity to work with the greatest entrepreneurs. Some of them are your customer at ICR, and I helped them to go public and become successful publicly traded entities in the US. I did not have any specific sector that I focus on. My job was to run international capital markets. So I dealt with companies from mining, technology, financial services, consumer from all over the world. But what we saw in the last few years, and that kind of relates to Yanolja, that the majority of companies going public in the US, companies based outside the US, they were from companies in the technology sector. So I would say in the last 5 years, since I left the NYSE, most of my focus was in technology.
Yeah. And what did you see when this company came to you that you said, wow, this is so special. I'm going to leave one of the greatest jobs ever to jump on board and really try and build this? What did you see in the company that was different that really appealed to you?
Yeah, an amazing management team with a huge vision to make Yanolja. We are a global company, but just enhance Yanolja to become the number one travel tech company in the world. And I saw a huge opportunity. And the company has been growing, is profitable, is global, but I saw that they could take this company to the next stage. And that's exactly what we are doing right now.
Yep, no question about it. And there are a lot of competitors in the space. What problem does Yanolja solve better than any other competitor?
Yeah, we operate in a very fragmented market. There are hundreds of thousands of hotel operators around the world. We have hundreds of thousands of bed banks, wholesalers. So the market's extremely fragmented. And what Yanolja does is try to make this market work more efficiently by providing tech solutions, but also provide connectivity and data solutions to help those properties to operate more efficiently.
Maybe the easiest way to explain it, you mentioned earlier, the company is a combination of B2C and B2B. I'm a C, I'm a consumer. How do I interface with the company and how is that different from maybe another experience?
From a C point of view, a consumer point of view, if you are in Korea and if you want to book a flight or book a hotel, you're going to use our app to be able to book a travel that you were planning to do. So that is the connectivity that we have in the local market. And as you may have read, the company, our B2C, we have plans to expand to other markets outside Korea to become more global. But at this moment, the company is very focused in the Korean market, and that's how we interact with our consumer. But Yanolja B2C is not only a platform for travel booking. We also own a company called Interpark Triple that actually provide experiences and also booking of if you're planning to watch a performance, when I go to the theater, we facilitate the ticketing process for those performances. So it's kind of a ticket master of Korea.
Yeah, that's amazing. And then on the B2B side, I know that you are particularly helpful to small and mid-size hotels, and you use your technology to help them professionalize what they do and give them data. Is that really your secret in the B2B space? How would you characterize your B2B business?
Our B2B business is divided into 3 different solutions: a transaction solution, subscription solutions, and data solutions. For our subscription solutions, where we deploy state-of-the-art technology, cloud-based, to digitalize the hotels, our customer base tend to be, I'm going to say, the mid-size, small chain around the world. Our transaction solution, where we provide connectivity from the hotel, the property, directly to an online travel agency or to I would say a wholesaler, a bed bank, or a channel manager. Those, our customer base, we have very large hotel chains in our platform. We also have a small player. So for our transaction solutions, we really touch pretty much every size of properties in the market. And our data solution, which is very special because we do collect a lot of data from our customers, and we help our customers by using our AI technology that we have in our data lake and we collect all this information, we create new products and services that we deploy back to the property owners, which are part of our ecosystem.
Yeah. And I think when you look at your competition, I have to think that they're not in touch with these thousands of property managers. They don't have the information you have, and therefore they can't provide the solutions that you can provide to your partners around the world.
That's correct. That's the key advantage of Yanolja, because we have access to this data and we are connected to so many players within the ecosystem. If you ask me who are our main competitors, we don't have one specific one because we touch so many different verticals within the travel and leisure sector. There are different competitors for each one of them. But the beauty of Yanolja that we are really across the board, we have a presence. And some of those verticals, we are the leading provider of services.
The company is most well known in South Korea for the consumer-facing business. Your intention is obviously to build a global business, and it's quickly becoming that. With so much opportunity, how do you stay focused on what geographies to go into as you kind of look at the globe? How do you prioritize those geographies?
We have customers in over 200 countries. We have offices in almost 30 countries where we interact directly with our customers. And we have 69 offices spread in those 30 countries. So we're very close to our customer base because that's, a way that we learn what they are looking for in terms of services and then how we serve them in the future with products that will make the client more efficient. The way we look at the world, we're really well represented geographically, but we see areas that we believe we should have a stronger presence, such as North America, South America, and we are looking into those markets as part of our expansion plans.
Yanolja's data-driven services have excellent potential to increase efficiency and profitability for their customers' businesses. So I wanted to hear more about how their technology adds such value.
One of the products that we offer to our customers using data and use artificial intelligence based on the data that we collect from our customers is price prediction. Because a lot of customers, a lot of hotels, they have no idea how price will deviate during a certain day, a certain time during the day, based on supply and demand around. So our software, our AI-backed solution that we offer to them actually helps hotel to predict prices during certain times of the day where we see demand increasing or demand going down, so we can adjust the price efficiently.
Obviously, we're just in the first inning of AI and machine learning and things like that, even though it's been under development for a long time. It's just kind of got out on the main stage in the world in the last couple of years. How do you think it's going to affect the travel industry in the next 5 to 10 years? And obviously, Yanolja has a great head start in this. What do you see out in the next 5 years or 10 years and how it affects people's travel?
I think AI is going to really help the industry, make the industry way more sophisticated and more, I would say, user friendly. Because today, as I mentioned earlier, if you are at a hotel and if you don't have access to some of those technology, you're like behind. Your next door, if they're using some of our products, for instance, will be way ahead of the curve. So I think AI will actually force a lot of hotels, a lot of OTAs to adapt. And that's a good thing because we'll create more competition. We'll help at the end of the day, the consumer.
Yeah. Well, it's great for your company too, because like you said, it's going to be table stakes. The small to mid-sized hotels or chains, they're going to have to do it or else they're going to be left behind, right? Because they don't have the AI platform that you have, nor would they ever want to build it. It's probably too expensive, right?
Correct. And that's why if you're part of the Yanolja ecosystem, you'll be able to use some of those services that we currently have, and we'll develop new ones. You'll be able to utilize them.
So, Alex, I know that you made an acquisition in 2023, a company called Go Global Travel. How does that fit into your strategy?
Yeah, absolutely. Go Global Travel provides us access to a lot of customers globally. And when I mentioned today our footprint, we have over 200 countries. That is part of Go Global Travel, which had already that infrastructure in place. And by being part of the Yanolja, we're able to help that even grow further. So Go Global Travel provides this connectivity that we had it before, but it was in its infancy stage. But with Go Global Travel's acquisition, it just helped us tremendously to expand the business.
And you said before, the whole industry is so fragmented, and I'm sure there are a lot of companies out there who would love their exit strategy to be to sell themselves to Yanolja, but I would assume that based on the complexity of your business and technology, it would be a very finite group of companies that would actually fit in with what you do. Having said that, part of your growth plan is clearly M&A. What do you see out there? Is there a lot of opportunity as you look around the world to maybe be the exit of choice where entrepreneurs who started something local can really build a lot of value, and obviously together 1 + 1 makes 3?
Tom, as I mentioned earlier, the industry is extremely fragmented. So from Yanolja's point of view, not only from a geographical expansion, but also from a category expansion, there are a lot of opportunities in the market. Some of them are large players, others are small. Some of them are very focused in a specific technology. So our teams are actually looking around the world for opportunities that would complement our value proposition.
So maybe we'll talk about demographics for a minute, Alex. I know younger generation seems more interested in traveling than ever before. Younger people say, hey, I want experiences. And look, is there any better company set to deliver great experiences for people? Talk about the demographics that you work with on the B2C side in particular.
We have seen a change in the last few years. Is this young generation actually traveling? So we see a huge increase in demand for flights, hotels, accommodations abroad. In terms of experience, as you mentioned, kids, let's use the word kids, this younger generation, they prefer to go out for a weekend instead of receiving, a pair of sneakers as a gift. So that has helped tremendously our platform to grow and also to evolve, because we really want to target that particular audience that's evolving and they are demanding different things from us. Because before we were just a travel company booking flights and hotels. Now we have Interpark Triple that you can buy. There is a concert in Jeju Island, so you can buy the airfare, you can book the hotel, but also you can buy a ticket to a performance in Jeju Island. So we are more and more catering to this audience that wants highly customized solutions.
I know you've used the term democratize travel for people. What do you mean by that? Can you elaborate on that a little bit more?
Yeah, I think we would like to make travel much easier. And what do we do with using our technology? We're making the whole ecosystem to operate more efficiently, which helps with pricing, better information in terms of rooms availability. So this helps the potential customers to really experience booking and eventually traveling.
You have a lot of customer data that you care for, and your customers trust you with that. How do you think about customer data privacy and security as it's seemingly around the world, global data protection regulations continue to increase? How do you approach that?
Yeah, this is a top priority for Yanolja. We have teams in every single country that we operate actually looking into rules and regulations that actually apply to data collection, how we use data. So very important to us, spending a lot of money in the last few years to make sure that we have very safe platform to our customers and those that interact with us on a daily basis.
This is the first Korean company I think I've had on the podcast. I've done 150 episodes and I've had companies from all over the world. So yeah, I'm appreciative of that. But I did want to ask you, how do the Korean origins of the company influence the way you do business, if at all?
Yes. I mean, have you heard of Koreanness, which is something very important, and we like to highlight it very often. The company is extremely agile. The company, quality is extremely important to us. And we also believe in efficiencies. And these are things that are very attractive for myself when I start engaging with them, because I saw this very talented group of executives with this mentality. They want to provide the best product possible to the customer, but to make sure the quality is also delivered at the same time. So this is something very special about Korea, and that's the philosophy that we follow and everything that we do globally.
Yep. And as it relates back to your career, Alex, when you think about, all the things you've done in your career, all the interesting companies, all the executives you've observed from a distance, what advice would you give aspiring tech leaders looking to make a global impact?
That's a good question. I think my advice is to build an amazing team that actually will provide guidance, how you want to grow, scale the business. So invest in human capital, which is extremely important. Bring the best people possible to be part of the team. Give them a chance to grow, develop, to have ideas, be able to spend time entertaining, talking to each other, listen to one another, because this is very important, especially in a very complex, highly competitive market that we operate. Working as a team and have the best team in place helps tremendously.
Yep. I always say if you have 12 great people, you could take over the world, right? If you have the right people with the right chemistry and they're the right team, you can do it. My final question, Alex, is just a personal one in nature, which is I need a great travel tip, like a secret hideaway or location that you've discovered that maybe our listeners would enjoy hearing about.
Not because I work for Yanolja, but I think Seoul is an amazing city.
That's what I've heard.
It's incredible cuisine, great place to visit, lots of history, and you have the opportunity to, see this amazing culture that everyone is interested. So I would say a visit to Seoul could be something very interesting.
All right. Well, I'll put it on the list.
Put on the list.
With an innovative platform that leverages valuable data, Yanolja is changing travel and accommodations country by country. Their unique business model that's data-driven focuses on B2C and B2B, and they've been able to reimagine the travel industry to enrich both their partners and their customers. At Welcome to the Arena from ICR, we're working really hard to bring you exciting guests and great content. If you found this episode insightful, please subscribe to the show on your podcast app and leave us a 5-star rating. The more the show grows, the more interesting voices we can have on the podcast, and in turn, that should demystify a lot of the stakeholders around public companies and soon-to-be public companies. Thank you so much for listening. I'd like to thank Alex for coming on the show today and sharing Yanolja's story. The company is executing at a really high level, and we're excited to see what they do next. This is Tom Ryan. We'll see you next time back in the arena.
References to specific stocks are not intended to be recommendations for specific trading behavior. Comments presented on this podcast are intended for informational and educational purposes only, and do not represent opinions or recommendations on whether to buy, sell, or hold shares of a particular stock. All investors are advised to conduct their own independent research into individual stocks before making a trading decision. In addition, investors are advised that past stock performance is no guarantee of future price performance.